And that is...
That is not a Christmas pudding. That is our new Christmas game. Sorry about the cotton buds. I've been getting some early practice in.
Do I dare ask?
No. I have to wait for the reveal.
Oh, okay.
I think I may have come up with what is arguably the premier tier of Nosy Dicey. I give you Nosy Spicy.
No.
Oh, come on!
Just no.
No. It's alright, we've got another one. Just think of it. I mean, for starters, simply by design, chilies are perfect for nasal ingress compared to a dice. And also, you don't have to have all of the adding up of dice. All you need to do is stick them up your nose, start the timer, and whoever can last the longest before their eyes water and they spit them out wins. Although this may take a bit of time to heal, I'm afraid.
No!
See, and I thought in recent years the idea that the sense of adventure lessens with age was a myth.
Adventure? Yes. Suicide? No.
Where's your inner masochist?
He died a long time ago. Nobody fed him.
I'm going to take these out now. The things we do, eh? Oh, it's down there.
It's gone. Oh no, I've got it.
It's down there. That's my dinner. Short rations, I'm afraid.
I don't know if he's kidding, folks.
Greetings and salutations of the season. We are 6 days away from the winter solstice.
Oh, good lord. Already.
Well, you are. We're
out there in the wilderness.
Yes. Beyond the ken of mortal man. And we have the tail end of a movie to construct.
But first, I'd like to say a little something, folks. This has been a little while coming. It's taken me a long time to sort out and arrange, but I'm very happy to announce that I am making my first film. It's called Games in the Dark, and I've just finished my first full day of filming, and it's gone extremely well. So hopefully, sometime in the next few months, I'll be able to regale you all with the direct link to my new movie. So please, keep your ears peeled and pay attention to coming episodes. Moving on.
Congratulations, Daniel. Really well done.
Can't believe it's actually happened.
Oh, just before we begin.
Oh, yes.
A little bit of trivia for you.
Okay.
James Cross.
Yes.
Played by John Murray.
It's
his younger brother.
I didn't know that. Oh my god. Alright, so this was just a Murray production all around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Very, very quickly, as we've started doing recently, a bit of a recap. So, at the end of Act 2, how we'd left it is in place of Billy losing the money that it needs to go to the bank, isn't it?
To the building a loan, yeah.
In this setup, we've got a big radio event that's taking place on Christmas, and part of that event is a giveaway of $8,000. And that's the money that Billy has lost, that has robbed Francis Cross of not only his moment in the sun, as he surpasses Potter as the richest man in town, that he can afford to just give away this money.
Yes.
It kind of brings in the legal complications because there is a contract in place with this, and if he doesn't stump up the money, he's kind of in the crapper.
He's legally liable.
Yes. And so it's left him at the end of his tether, on a bridge, about to throw himself off. Or rather, we covered that.
Yes.
Clarence turns up, and they're back in the bridge keeper's little office. Now, the first thing we need to look at this is because this isn't Scrooge, or because of the man that he is.
Yes. We need wine.
We do.
We need wine.
Because of that, it kind of harks back to something that you were saying right at the start.
Mm.
There's a risk here that a lot of the people that are going to feature in this sequence, their lives might be improved by the fact that he's not there.
Well, this is why I said before this movie might fall apart.
But I think I might have a way of doing it. But sorry, carry on.
Well, I mean, because some of the things still apply. I mean, he still saved his brother's life. He still saved Mr. Gower from a dastardly fate.
Yes.
So he has done some good in this world that we've created. Is it enough to convince him that his life's worth saving is the question.
When I was approaching it and when I was rewatching it too...
Oh, hot, every time. Oh!
I'm going to get him some mulled wine Mittens.
Mittens would be nice. I like Mittens.
It could still work on the premise that he sees the good and the bad. He sees a reminder of the good things that he did. I was thinking that in this sequence, again, some of it will require, if we were going to go into it in more depth, sort of going back and paying a bit more attention to the scenes earlier in the film to set this up.
Yeah.
But, for example, when the bit where he goes into Nick's and gets thrown out, maybe he gets helped by somebody who he shat on in real life. And it kind of confuses him because he knows this person as being somebody completely different because of how he treated them. And he could say to Clarence something like, I've never known him to be that nice. He said, well, he would have been nice to you if you were nicer to him.
I forget from the last episode who he used to replace the teacher's husband.
Yes.
But he did get punched by that guy, so it would naturally extend that it would be that guy that helps him.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
In that particular instant, that would be that guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first few minutes, things are going to appear the same in a lot of ways as they do in It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, what I was going to say with this, and again, this does require sort of dropping some stuff back in earlier on, in his earlier life when he starts to become more of a success. What about if he takes Ernie on as his chauffeur? That
gives Ernie a nice place in the story that we kind of missed before.
Yeah.
Because we wanted them there, but we couldn't figure out how to put them in. And that's a great way.
But then I was thinking on this night...
So Bert's his security guy?
Yeah, can be, yeah. Yeah, so then when we see them back in the jobs that they would have had, it has more of an impact. I mean, my thought with this as well was... I don't know whether he'd fire, but for whatever reason, on this particular night, he dismisses him for the night, and it's Cross driving the car, which is why he crashes it.
Yes. Yeah, because we still need that scene where he goes back to find the...
Yeah.
Because that's when he finds out he's now living in Pottersville.
Mm-hmm. I thought, rather than him going home, because I was thinking that he probably... There's not the impetus there. George goes home because that's where his family is supposed to be. He has no family.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought...
You're jumping way ahead, but yes, go on.
Oh, of course, because he goes into town first, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was going to take it the other way around. I was going to take him to his mum's first, back through town, and the way I'd envisaged this sequence working, the last place he goes to is his home.
Right.
And there's a reason.
Right, okay, so you're going to need to explain yourself.
Oh, yeah, we get the stuff with the house.
Yeah.
From there, they go to... Nick's.
They go to Nick's place to get a drink.
Mm-hmm.
They get kicked out and see Mr. Gower being destitute.
Yes, again, that would be the same because, again, that's reminding him of the good things that he did. And then, as you quite nicely put in there, we get the scene with the teacher's husband, or in this case, the person who should have won a prize and then didn't.
Yeah. And then it's when Clarence explains, no, literally, you were never born. This has actually happened to you.
Yes. I wanted to go the other way around. I wanted to go to his mum's first because I didn't want to lose that sequence of events. I like that sequence of events in downtown, and then it makes sense to keep that where it is and getting Ernie to take him home. But I still wanted to include those bits with Mum in there. That's why I moved them to the beginning of that sequence. That could also be where he finds out about James, which leads him to the cemetery.
So you literally want to do everything backwards?
Kind of, yeah.
Right. Okay. All right, for starters, geographically speaking, all those places are on the other side of town. So we'd have to do a because movie, and we'd have to move the locations to those places.
Cool.
But we could do that. So he would... So he's right on the edge of town at the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in where he crashed the car. Further in, he goes to Ma's place.
He finds out about Billy.
Her having no boys.
That's why I was going to lead from there to the cemetery. What about James? Oh no, James died this long ago. He's over. And that's where he goes to the cemetery.
Because that doesn't have significance to him in this version of things. I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
That's when he kind of leaves Clarence.
He runs away into town at this point.
Into town, and then we get the sequence in town where he sees Violet and all of those kind of things. Jumps in the cab, take me home. I don't know who you are, where do you live? Gives the address, and he's like, oh, you want to go there then? And again, you have to stop me if you think I'm laying it on too thick, but he gets back to his house. His house isn't in ruins, his house is inhabited.
Uh-huh.
And when he goes in, it's the Pottersville brothel, run by Claire, as we see her in that alternate future.
On one hand, I see it as an interesting idea, but on the other hand, we have to talk about Claire.
Okay.
Because how do you get Claire to that point? She's the one who never gave up. She's the one who always tried. Why would she end up being the madam of a brothel?
But this is also the Claire that never met him.
Mm-hmm.
Never had those connections with him earlier in life. Think about it. I mean, even in Scrooged, it's basically a turn of phrase, and we see this alternate version of her in the...
If this is going to work, we have to go back in time to our earlier episode and go, so... Oh no, my clever idea is something from my brain.
Don't look at it. It's a Higgs boson. Don't concentrate on it. Just let it...
Yeah. We need to go back in time and show that Frank's callous treatment of others drove Claire to be more altruistic.
Yes.
So him being so self-interested and trying to promote, everything that he wants makes her realise that she really wants to help people, so that when she never has that influence, she becomes this other person.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
That works.
That works.
Love it. I did even think that, again, if you wanted to really, really labour the point, while he's in there, we could have a couple of heavies come in and say they've come for Potter's share of the takings.
Of course, it's Pottersville.
If you wanted to go even really, really, really too far, yeah, Mr. Potter's what is expecting his share of the takings. Come on and wear something nice.
It's a Frank Capra film. It's made in 1946. You just can't do that.
Fair enough.
But it's a nice idea.
I thought this could lead to an altercation between Francis and the heavies because he doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's the point where Bert turns up because Ernie's flagged him on the way.
Yeah.
If we say that Bert has to finish dealing with what he is, so he's a few minutes behind.
Ernie turns up first, but he's already flagged Bert.
Yes.
Bert's on his way.
Bert arrives, there's this altercation, tries to arrest Cross. Cross gives him a right cross, and then runs off, and that's him going back to the bridge.
That's all good except for one thing. We missed the bit at Nick's place with Mr. Gower.
I imagine that would have happened in sequence as it does in the original film. And then he's back in the real world.
Right, okay.
Unless you've got anything else, or...
No, I'm accepting your sequence of events. It's enough. It's enough.
Is there anything you want to add to it?
So Ma's boarding house. Bert and Ernie. So who are Bert and Ernie now, then?
They would be what they were in the original film, a taxi driver and a cop.
Okay.
I always thought it was curious that the only person that we don't see in Pottersville is Potter.
No, you don't need to. Because everything's his.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you don't need to see him to know his influence.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think we can get there. I think that's
the closest enough I could get. The only bit that we really need to kind of figure out now is the ending.
Yes, does it have the happy ending?
That's the thing, because my first thought was we do something similar to Scrooged, so he'll interrupt the radio broadcast. And then we can get some bits of people listening to the radio and hearing his changing heart. But the thing is, I don't think well, I'm sure you'd agree, he's, as you say, he's not the kind to inspire people to want to come and help him. And they'll think, he's turned over a new leaf, but that means they're not going to turn up and say, don't worry about the money, or we'll donate to your cause. But I might have a solution.
Okay.
And again, it means going back and inserting something earlier on into the film. On the radio, he admits that money's gone, I don't know what to do. Oh well, let's do the draw anyway. Why the hell, we're here. And the person who's won the bet, or the person who wins the competition, is somebody we see entering it just in the background, walking up and paying for his ticket. And there's a short man with white hair and a hat and an overcoat.
Whose name is Clarence.
And he says, I don't need it. Seeing your change of heart is reward enough.
You've seen Clarence.
All I was thinking was it would be one of those things that's a bit of a Hitchcock thing. It's there in the background. We never focus on it. He's just...
So we see the back of his head, maybe his pokey little out ears, but you can't be absolutely certain.
And because he hasn't been introduced physically into the story at that point, nobody will know who he is. He's just an extra in the background.
But somebody left a copy of Tom Sawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, just like at the end, when he looks down in the big pile of money and there's the copy of Tom Sawyer.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I do like it. Have a star.
Oh, yes.
Have a star, because I was like, I think this could fall apart quite easily. But look at that, we made a movie.
We certainly did. Oh my god. I don't think I had anything else. And it's the one thing about A Wonderful Life itself. Nobody ever addresses the fact that Potter just stole $8,000. He gets away with it.
I think the implication is that ultimately he would pay his just desserts.
Yeah.
But regardless of his efforts, he failed. I mean, I think that's the point. I mean, Capra was a very anti-capitalist.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I did have an idea about... But again, it was too contrived. It would have meant doing too much legwork with it, was having one of Potter's crew having a change of heart and bringing the money to them. And sort of saying, look... But I thought this was a little bit more spiritual.
There you go. That would be in the spirit of Scrooged, mate.
Yeah, I suppose it would. Yeah, so it's not... I mean, we've seen his change of heart. It inspired... So that he's inspired somebody else to have a change of heart.
Oh. Is it better to have it be the angel, or is it better to have the for Potter's boy do it? Ooh. Here's the question now, isn't there? What are we gonna do?
What do you reckon?
I think there's a greater poetic in having Potter's minion do it.
Okay.
Because it's ultimately his downfall is his own pride, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, well, that works. We could do both, and...
Well, alternate endings.
Yeah. All I was thinking
Are we allowed to do this?
Thinking he delivers it, they've got the money back, it's all part of the celebration. The draw itself almost gets forgotten, but somebody just goes, oh yeah, there's the winning ticket. And as an audience, we see that the bases were covered just in case.
No, I like the poetics more of having Potter's minion do it, I have to say. Yeah.
Do I still get to keep the star?
Of course you do.
Yay! that's the important thing.
Oh, you saved the third act.
Brilliant.
I did not know what we were going to do.
Cool. So, yes, we have the first of our two films. I don't know about you. I like it. I mean, obviously, as always with these, if we were actually writing it and doing it properly, we'd go into a lot more detail about the scenes. This is just kind of an overview of what the plot could look like.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a whole other conversation, for real. Yeah.
Do you agree?
Do you disagree?
Please do let us know in the comments below. Do come back and see us on Friday, when we will be launching into Act 1 of Wonderful.
Should be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Are you? Are you?
Are you? Are you? Are you?
Anyway, until then, take care.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.